This video is a short review on sentence diagramming. When you're diagramming a sentence, the very first thing that you need to do is separate it into the subject and the predicate. In the case of this sentence, the orange fish swam frantically. The orange fish is the subject, swam frantically is the predicate. So to just draw a very, very simple diagram, we would make it look like this. Everything on the left is the subject, and everything on the right is now the predicate. Here is the sentence again with only the simple subject, fish, and the simple predicate, swam, diagrammed. Now I'm going to show you how to diagram the modifiers. Remember that modifiers are adjectives or adverbs. They're words that describe, and they go underneath the word that they're describing. So in this case, the and orange would go under fish, because they're describing what kind of fish it is and which fish. And then the word frantically would go under swam. Now I'm going to go over how to diagram prepositional phrases. Remember that prepositional phrases that act as adjectives go underneath nouns. Prepositional phrases that act as adverbs will go underneath the verb or whatever else they're describing. So in this case, fish swim in the ocean. I already have fish swim correctly diagrammed. The prepositional phrase diagram is going to look like that. The preposition always goes on the diagonal line. The object of the preposition goes on the horizontal line. And if that object has modifiers, in this case, the word the is modifying ocean, they go underneath the object, just like you learned in the previous slide. Modifiers go underneath whatever it is that they're describing. So now we have fish swim in the ocean correctly diagrammed. In this slide, I'm going to show you how to diagram a direct object. In the sentence, the fish found his son, son is the direct object because it's what the fish found. So we diagram a direct object by drawing a vertical line. Notice that it does not cross the long horizontal line. So the object son goes next to the verb, and then the modifier his goes underneath it like this. In this slide, I'm going to show you how to diagram an indirect object. Remember that the indirect object is the person or thing that receives the object. So in this case, the dentist gave his niece a fish. I already have the sentence and the direct object diagrammed. We're going to add his niece underneath gave. It's going to look like a prepositional phrase, but nothing will go on the diagonal line. Instead, we'll put niece on the horizontal line, and then its modifier, his, underneath it. The dentist gave his niece a fish. In this slide, I will show you how to diagram an object complement. Remember that an object complement is a word that describes the object. So we have this sentence, the fish called the ocean home. Ocean is the direct object. Home is describing the ocean. So in this case, it all goes on the same line, but the line in between ocean and home is going to slant to the left because it's describing something that came before it, in this case, the word ocean. In this slide, we're going to see how you diagram a predicate adjective. We have the sentence, the fish was scared. Scared is the predicate adjective. It's an adjective that's in the predicate and it's describing the subject, fish. So fish was scared. All of those words go on the same line. Now we're going to add the line in between was and scared, and it's going to be leaning back diagonally this way because it describes something that came previously in the sentence. In this slide, we are going to diagram a predicate nominative. predicate nominative is a noun that's in the predicate that renames the subject. So in this sentence, the fish was a baby. Baby is the predicate nominative. Now it's diagrammed in the same way that the predicate adjective was, in that there is a diagonal line that's leaning back because it's describing something that came previously in the sentence. But in this case, the noun baby has a modifier a, which goes underneath it, just the same way that all modifiers go underneath the words that they describe.